Hi chickadees and hummingbirds. I wanted to show you guys today some moss that's growing in my backyard and show you what it looks like and a little bit about how it grows and survives, because it's kind of an unusual plant. It doesn't look a lot like flowers or trees or bushes. It's kind of different. So this is part of our yard. We have some grass here, we have grass up here, but this grass, we haven't taken good care of it lately, so it's covered in moss. So I have a little chunk of moss here. I'll try my best to show you guys. I'll zoom in on it in a second. But this moss, it was already coming off the ground, so I just pulled it all the way off, and you can see the little bits of dirt that are kind of falling off and hanging. That is where the roots are for this plant. So it doesn't have really big roots. If you think of like a tree, they have these huge trunks and they have these big branches that stick in the ground, because that's how the plant gets water and it gets nutrients, because all of those go all the way deep down the ground and they suck up things that the tree can use. So this guy is not as big as a tree, so he has to work with what he has, and he just has these little guys here that help him survive. So moss is a really opportunistic plant. That's a big word, but opportunistic means that it can grow really quickly if it's in the right conditions. So it can adapt really well, and once it's found its spot, it can spread all over the place. So moss tends to like areas that are dark and wet and damp. So oftentimes if you go into a forest, you'll see it on the dark side of a tree. So some trees only get sunshine that hits one part of them, doesn't hit the other, like the back. It would hit like my front, but not my back. So on my back, lots of moss could grow because it's a perfect place. Like human beings, we like to grow inside of a house, and we have food and water that we keep, and that's how humans function, survive. But these guys can grow very quickly in different conditions. These guys are able to grow with less sunshine than lots of other plants. So they don't need a lot, but they do need some, and then they know how to conserve it. So they take it in, and their little microscopic food creating mechanisms, which you can't see and I can't show you unfortunately, but everything that happens inside of those leaves makes the food that they need to survive. But the good thing is that moss doesn't hurt anyone. And it's not poisonous, it's not gonna hurt you, it's not gonna bite you. It just might not look pretty. So some families don't want to have that in their backyard. And one other thing, you might be wondering, well, how do these guys get to where they want to grow? Like, they're not planted by a person. How do they spread? How is their moss all over the place? How to get into your yard or on the side of a tree? Well, these guys, their little roots can spread out, and that helps them grow in an area, but they have little teeny tiny seeds, which we can't see, that kind of just blow around. So sometimes you don't know that a moss seed is blowing right past you, but it will, and then it will find a new space that it can grow. So next time you guys go out for a walk, see if you can find any moss. See if there's some growing on a tree or on the pavement. Sometimes they grow on like walls. Wherever there's like a dark spot that doesn't get a lot of sunshine, you might find some of this stuff. And if you find some, maybe take a picture of it so you can remember what it looks like and see if it looks like my moss.